So the title of the lesson today is A Love Revolution. So as I mentioned, we have a bookmark. It's free. It's in the bookstore. And we have read Fierce Love, The Love Mindset, An Unconditional Guide to Healing and Happiness. And now we finish reading Whatever Arises, Love That. By the way, we also have the next 2 months we'll be reading by Neil Donald Welsh, The God Solution, the Power of Pure Love. So, a love revolution. A love revolution. Tell me what you think the lesson might be about. A love revolution. What comes to mind when I say that?
A change.
A change? Okay, good. What else? Nothing looks difficult?
Nothing looks difficult.
Loving what is difficult. Excellent. A greater awareness, and may I add, expression of what love is.
Well, revolution has to do with going around, so maybe we're coming back to something.
Ooh, a love revolution. Revolution usually means coming around. So are we coming back around to something?
Coming home.
Coming home.
Coming home.
Uh-huh.
Back where we
Returning
started.
to where you
started. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Yes.
In the textbook Ernest Holmes wrote, and I've never forgotten it, he said that love is the cohesive power of the universe
Love.
that draws together and maintains together those things that belong together.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And the fact that you can memorize that, I honor you.
It's been my mantra.
Beautiful. That is your personal love statement. I love that. You know, when I first said love revolution, what I thought about is an army of people that are just pure love. Imagine that, right? Downtown Chico in the park. We're all just being pure love. No judgment, no fear, lots of other things. But I realized as I read deeper into the book that a love revolution is really about a love revolution in you. You think you know what love is, but love is infinite. We can continue to go deeper. And a love revolution happens in you, by you, and for you. In other words, I'm not looking for love on the outside to confirm what I already can know and express from the inside out. Have you ever had a day where you just feel loved? I know that I'm loved and I exude love. Have you ever had a day like that? Okay, I want you to close your eyes and spend 45 seconds raising your vibration and moving your body back into that experience. You're glowing. I bring you back into the room. While I was putting the lesson together, Brittany and Reed are not here today, but for the musicians, I started musing. I used to be a songwriter, just haven't done it much lately. I don't have my guitar, so I'm going to do it sort of like a rap. I am love, walking in a body. I am love, thinking in a mind. I am love, expressing in a heart. Come on now, take your part. Are you ready? I am love.
I am love.
Walking in a body.
Walking in a body.
I am love.
I am love.
Thinking in a mind.
Thinking in a mind.
I am love.
I am love.
Expressing in a heart.
Expressing in a heart.
Come on now.
Come on now.
Take your part.
Take your part.
Start that love revolution within you. So what does a love revolution look like? So full and so complete within you, it just overflows energetically, vibrationally, felt by everyone you meet and talk to. Again, igniting love from the inside out. This book does talk about creating a personal love statement, and the question it asks is, what words did you need to hear from others as a kid but didn't get? And it'll be different for each one of you. Each divine soul may have a different answer to that question. What words did you need to hear from others as a kid? Whatever those words are the words that you can use to create a personal love statement to start your personal love revolution. It may be as simple as, I love you. Maybe you didn't hear that enough. Maybe it's, I hear you. Maybe it's, I see you. Maybe it's, I'm smart, I'm creative, I'm beautiful. And I'm not talking about ego. I'm talking about embracing and embodying that feeling. So this connects to some more personal sharing that I will continue to get more and more personal in this lesson. June month is Pride Month. And of course, those of you who know me, I am gay, and we have 2 other ministers here who are gay, which is, not a coincidence, because the Science of Mind, the Centers for Spiritual Living, Chico, are an affirmative and inclusive philosophy. Now, why is June Pride Month? Anybody know? In 1969, it was the Stonewall riots, which basically police had raided the Stonewall Inn, and from there, many people started gathering, protesting, and basically stating being gay is not a mental health disorder. Now, I'm 60 years old, so as I came out to myself, I'm going to share a little bit more of my journey. Of course, there wasn't the LGBTQ plus at the time. And I know I've heard people say, so what do all those letters stand for? So for those that don't know, L for lesbian, G for gay, B for bi, T for transgender, Q for queer, and then plus, because there is intersex, asexual, pansexual, and many others. Now, why all these acronyms, or all these letters? They're really a combination of physical gender, gender identity, what do I identify as, and sexuality, who you are attracted to sexually. So different combinations, and I'm not going to go deeper than that. You can certainly, the internet provides learning and education every day. So speaking about my own experience, before puberty, I was constantly asked as a kid, are you a boy or a girl? Whether I was riding my bike to the gas station down the road or whether I walked into a grocery store, I would get the question frequently, are you a boy or a girl? And I would think to myself, why does it matter? I'm me. Then as I, progressed, physically people might be able to tell a little bit more, whether I was a woman or a man. But obviously, as I went through college, I didn't like to tell people I was gay. Well, first of all, because I was confused. People who are heterosexual don't even realize the, I don't want to say privilege, I want to say don't even realize that they don't have to question themselves. Because it's looked at as normal. You never have to reflect on who it is you love. You never have to ask yourself deep questions about that. You're following the norm. But the minute you are outside that label, then there might be fear, people might judge. So even as I was dating in college and confused myself, I was dating men, but I always wanted to be with those other women. I would be at dinner on a date, and I'd be like, but I really want to be with those women at the basketball game, or out there hiking Bidwell Park, or whatever it was. And I felt like I didn't want to tell people that I was gay, fear of rejection. But I wanted people to know who I authentically was before a label was placed on me. And I felt that if people knew who I really was, now again, remember this is 40 years ago, you say the word gay, a lot of things were implied then. Mental health disorder as one. Weird, fearful. Oh my God, are you going to want sex with me? Like, it's still in my mind, just surprises me how many people immediately jump to sex. And I'm like, isn't life a little more than that? Maybe not for some. But there was always then a little step back. And yet, again, you can have intimacy without sex, and you can have sex without intimacy, but do we label those separately? So if you're heterosexual, you can take for granted what it is that supposedly is understood about that, although it's still a label, and what that means to any couple can be whatever they define. So labeling is a problem because one size does not fit all. And so now I'm talking gender, I'm talking sexuality, I'm talking politically. What else is one size does not fit all? They like to make t-shirts that are one size fit all, but really? And style? It was a very deep philosophical question. I was raised Catholic. Was my family still going to love me if I told them I was gay? Would they stand for their religion, or would they stand for their daughter? It was a real question. And ultimately, as I continued to explore and talk and reveal for myself, I said, I love her and she loves me. Who am I hurting? So of course I left Catholicism because I knew that I couldn't abandon myself. I couldn't abandon my authenticity. And I didn't think God was offended that I loved somebody else. Love is all there is. Just love. Our theme for the year. All right, so now I move this conversation about labeling and go a little bit deeper with a more contemporary topic. First of all, I don't want to be labeled. Are we a safe place here?
Yes.
Yes, we are a safe place. Will you accept me as I am?
Yes.
Even if you don't approve?
Yes.
What I have to say next is not trying to talk you into anything. I'm just sharing Kathy Fernandes. Now, some can say she's brunette, and some can say she's gray-haired, and I'll say I'm a brunette turning gray-haired. So don't label me. Because we like to take these labels and make it black and white. But as human beings, we are not the label. So, authentically being me. Roe versus Wade. First, take a deep breath. Whatever that does for you, whatever that triggers one way or the other, or another, take a deep breath. Whatever arises, love that. Now, when I read the announcement, first of all, I said, no, I I don't love turning over Roe versus Wade, how am I supposed to love that? And then, using the book's processes. Well, let me back up a second. Is it easy to get yourself riled up by reading what Twitter has to say? Yeah. And that's because people are what? Reacting. Reacting. There is a lot of spiritual righteousness. That doesn't necessarily make it right. There is a lot of ego. I know better than you. There is not an awareness of we all don't know what we don't know. And the spiritual ego starts to compete with love instead of cooperate with love. And I believe that love liberates and does not confine. So, yes, there is a lot of judgment. And I know that when I say some people are clueless to what they don't know, I look at myself and I am clueless to what I don't know. I move myself into a more compassionate, open space rather than judging and labeling. But the book, Whatever Arises, love that. It was beautiful, perfect for our just love theme. It says, go to your heart open-hearted. Let go of what's happening in the mind, the reactions, the judgment, the naming, the whatever you want to call all that. Go to your open heart and be curious. Ask, what's going on? And then listen to yourself. So I did that. An opportunity for me to look at all the different feelings that were arising in me, that of course were a part of that first reaction. I'm angry that others want to judge my choice with their frame of mind and their spiritual framework. I, as a woman, am not seen. Go straight to the womb and not consider the woman standing before. I'm hurt and fearful, worrying about my daughter-in-law, my granddaughter, my nieces, that God forbid anybody be raped, they have to carry a baby for 9 months. One size does not fit all. Each situation does not fit a perfect formula. Of course, then I moved a little bit more back into the mind. Jesus never said you could judge me. But it allowed me to move myself into heart. And when I know where my heart is at, that is what is going to be exuded outward. So my work is within. The work I need to do is within. The book constantly reminds us that we don't need less love in the world. We need more love in the world. And every emotion that I just described, every feeling I just described, is a messenger within me. If I'm willing to be with it, recognize it, love it for what it is, and look at it as a teacher. Yes, there are things going on out there, but there are also things going on in here. And who am I really? Really, at the core of our being, we are all love. We wouldn't be here if not. Love is the life-givingness of this entire earth and all that we share with one another. Love is what is the core of our oneness. So I may not agree with opinions or behaviors of others, but I can still love them knowing that they are one. I can still surround them in love. How many have ever experienced the fact that when somebody gets mad at you, they withdraw their love? Yeah, that's what we do in society. I don't like your opinion, so I'm going to withdraw my love. So what is happening both within me and out there is that we are becoming more conscious. For me, I'm not taking this country for granted. There's lots of other things going on besides Roe versus Wade. I know I'm not in control, and I know for an eye just makes us all blind. I am called to love. But what does that look like? Well, if you're doing it in a reactive mode, it might not be the love that you can actually provide by spending time with yourself and then saying, I know that my power is love. And when called, I will move into divine right action, whatever is mine to do, with love. So things are changing. I become conscious, I become aware, and I become intentional. Yes, I will peacefully protest to be seen and to be heard. I will vote, I will speak, and most importantly, I will love. It takes intention and strength to do that. It takes sometimes taking a deep breath if you have family members who are thinking differently. It's a call to ourselves to stand for love and to not withdraw love. I started talking about a love revolution and learning how to speak with love. If we haven't done it our whole life, is something to learn, to get to know, to practice. So our science of mind philosophy is based on universal principles. And I believe from the very beginning, this is what was intended. While we think that in the traditional religions that God is this anthropomorphic being who judges us and then sends us to hell, that's not our belief. Our belief is that there are universal laws, universal principles. If I'm bouncing a basketball using the law of gravity, I can't change the law of gravity. It's not going to change. But if I bounce that ball really hard and it hits me in the face, that's the consequence of not knowing and working with the law, the universal law. Not human law, universal law. So those that lie, truth will be revealed. Those that hate are further separated from what they ideally want. Love is the power that overcomes. So there's the law of cause and effect, which we believe in. The eternal and universal principles are love, life, light, peace, power, beauty, joy, truth, wisdom, oneness. And those we all call first cause. Because they're eternal, meaning they have been there from the beginning. They have been with our ancestors. Those characteristics, those first causes have been with us and are with us now and will be with us in the future. They do not go away. And then there are secondary causes, like reacting to the world without looking within and just reacting back at people. Secondary cause. We need to go back to first cause and guide our thoughts and our science of mind treatment and prayers by beginning with understanding the eternal and first cause principles. Truth is a universal law. When you go against universal principles, you will feel the effects in this world. And there are many who model non-universal laws, and there are those who do model universal laws. Part of the reason why we are part of a spiritual community, so we can lift one another up in understanding, again, first cause. Science of mind does not tell you what to think on any of these issues. Our philosophy is about, again, turning within, knowing that you are love, and knowing the universal laws and principles and aligning yourself with that so that the power comes together and universal principle as you exercise what you really believe, not what you think you believe, not what you hope you believe, not what you want to believe, but what you really believe at your core will demonstrate in your life. You can't escape the universal principles. It would be like expecting gravity to do something different, and it won't happen. So we put ourselves in the alignment of universal truth, universal principles. Now, that doesn't mean we don't experience pain of some sort. We are human. We will experience pain. As a body of the United States, we are experiencing pain in multiple areas. Pain is a messenger. Pain is a teacher. And loving that teacher is about whatever arises, love that. You can transform your pain if you listen to the messenger and again align yourself with love and with the universal principles. Easier said than done at times, especially if you have lived a life of beliefs that were given to you when you were this small and you never had the chance to do otherwise. In other words, whoever was your parental guidance, you just swallowed what they taught you. Love is the root of all evil, or whatever the lines are, or not hearing what you needed to hear as a child. So, 3 different segments on a love revolution, the Pride Month and being authentically you, and based on what we're seeing in our society, making sure that you're turning within to discover what is the message that Spirit is trying to give you. So to finish up this month of June, to finish up whatever arises, love that. Be queer, be gay, be both, be neither. It doesn't matter. What does matter? Be you, be authentically you, and be love. Namaste.